Hello everybody, welcome to
Common Game Movie Show.
And today is another action classic of the week. You know what, you go ahead. I'll let you make the introduction.
It is not that 1993's Demolition Man.
With Sylvester Stallone
and
Wesley Snipes and Sandra Bullock.
Pretty much, well, they're the big names. There's other people in it, freaking young, Rob Schneider, Rob Schneider,
there's some other names in here. So, I'm just going to right off the bat and say this. This movie represents everything. If you had 90s cheese in a category, this movie would be at the fucking top. It is the cheesiest 90s popcorn movie I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Oh, yeah. And it's well, the thing about this movie is, as it has an actual... It's one of the most creative.
It's very creative.
It's one of those creative movies of that time.
Yeah, it has a lot of socio-economic philosophies in it that play with.
It definitely has messaging in it.
It has messaging in it. Basically, it's
right down to the point where even in the end of the movie they bring it up. I mean, they literally spell it out.
Do you want peace and quiet, but sacrifice your free will, or do you want free will, but in sacrifice of your peace and quiet?
There's literally people living in the slums while people live up top.
Yeah, up top in this utopia where they're not allowed to curse, not allowed to basically, it's a future run by Tumblr. So it's not a good utopia for a lot of people, especially for like me and Deshaun. I'm sorry, we love pizza too much.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're gonna put us in the cryo prison.
It's a pretty straightforward utopia where people just say what they, which I wouldn't mind that bit. But
people are very scientific when they talk. Like a lot of people talk like robots.
They don't have sex.
They don't have physical sex
contact
anymore.
Yeah.
Like procreation is done in a lab.
You have to get a license to even have a kid.
Yeah, have a kid and it's done in a lab. It's not actually, the other way. But it's not done that way. It's like you can't, there's no recreational drugs, there's no anything, there's no, literally, spicy food, bad food, anything. If it's bad for you, it's illegal.
Now, on one hand, which is why I will say, I don't, this is a cheese fest. This movie is a cheese fest. But I will say, unlike some other cheese fest movies I've seen, it's more than just cheese. There's more to this.
The sum is greater than its parts.
This is a movie that is kind of deceptive.
It really is.
Because it has the cheese, and it has the cheese on there.
Yeah,
but it's but there is more to it than the cheese.
Yeah, which is definitely what I guess set it apart from it, because it has a lot of socioeconomic.
It has social commentary,
but it's got fucking 90s action.
Yeah, it's funny.
No one can aim for shit.
It's so weird. I've never seen a movie with such cheesy 90s action things.
And it makes you go.
It has a social commentary in it. It's a dystopian future, so it's got the futuristic stuff going.
It definitely does.
It's got a lot of technology that actually panned out and became legit.
So yeah, it's
the whole pad in the car that talks to you and shows you directions. That's in every car now.
Mostly.
Like in the frickin' front, in the new car, basically.
But so it's, basically, we'll quickly run through the story. Story is that John Spartan is a cop, Wesley Snipes is a criminal, and they've been hunting, and John Spartan has been hunting this criminal down for years. Unfortunately.
2 years.
2 years. And long story short, he gets arrested, put in a cryo prison. They both get put in a cryo prison because John Spartan is a little more than reckless.
That's the reason he got the name Demolition Man. And he blows shit up.
And Wesley Snipes' character Simon Phoenix was brought back by the dictator, I guess, of this world, Dr. Clue something. I don't know. It's a weird name.
Weird name or something.
Yeah, Luke Lowe or something like that. It's weird. It's a weird name. And basically, he's said to kill this dude who's leading the underground. He's basically the guy who's the embodiment of free will.
Yeah.
And so, but unfortunately, Wesley Snipes takes advantage of his stupidity and his pride, and he, ends up doing the guy in. And him and John Spartan have their epic clash. So that's basically the synopsis of the movie. It is a simple story, but it does have a lot of socioeconomic tendencies in there, so it does make you think a little bit. And there's a lot for an action movie. There's a lot of funny bits in it too.
There's a lot of funny bits.
There's this scene where literally John, it's illegal to curse. If you curse, you get a fine. I think it was the curse jar. In high school, you got to put a quarter in or something like that, like $1 in there. And then, so he keeps cursing this machine and pulling out ticket after ticket after ticket after ticket just to wipe his ass because they don't use toilet paper anymore.
That was one of the funnier bits.
That was one of the funnier bits. Was literally, he was just like, shit, you piece of shit, fuck you.
And there's a lot of funny bits. There's a lot of funny bits with how people talk and how everyone...
Because everyone talks like a robot. It's the weirdest thing. They talk like androids. Like they're not even people. It's the weirdest thing.
And how people have to talk just to know how to handle a situation.
Yeah.
There's this hilarious bit. We're cops. We're not prepared for this kind of violence.
And be just showing, oh my god. And then literally, like, they go up to Wesley Snipes' character, who's, by the way, just being like, oh, you guys are fake cops. He's doing his thing. And literally, computer, advice, tell Maniac to get down on ground. Say it with
assertiveness.
With assertiveness. Simon Phoenix, get down on the ground. And he's just like,
they don't even know how to handle this. First of all, for me personally, this is Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, it's a match.
They did a great job.
It's a match made in heaven.
They are having the most fun I've seen. Like, these two together were great. They should have done more stuff together. They really didn't do anything else together. But they were fantastic in this movie together. First of all, Wesley Snipes is playing like this chaotic character. He's almost like a Joker.
Yeah, he laughs weird.
He's the Joker.
Random.
The way he plays the character up, he is the Joker if the Joker knew martial arts. If the Joker knew martial arts and was like a weapons expert as well.
Pretty much.
But because he's so unpredictable, he's over the top, he's fun. He's actually fun to watch on screen, just the things he does. And
alright, so I think we pretty much synopsed the whole movie. It's not really that deep in terms of like that. So I think, you got anything really else to add? Because I really can't think of anything else.
I wasn't done.
You weren't done yet?
No.
Keep going.
Jeez.
Keep going. Go. Vamos.
And I think, and speaking to that, I think these two do not only do they do a great job playing off of each other, they do a great job of portraying two people who hate each other. They really got the Batman and Joker vibe going. They right down to the fact that throughout the course of the movie, multiple characters say, there's not much difference between you two.
Yeah, they're just two sides of the same coin.
You guys are two sides of the same coin. You're not too different from him. You're just like him.
It's just more out. Literally, the only thing that separates two is a moral compass. Simon Phoenix is a criminal with a rap sheet that literally could send him to death row.
Pretty much.
And John Spartan is a really moral cop, but he has his blunt side to him. He's a bull in a china shop. But he is a good cop.
He is a good cop.
He's a good man.
He's a John. There's not much to I would say Stallone character. He is the classic stoic character who wants to do the right thing, but he's willing to do whatever it takes
to do the right
process to how he got the name Demolition.
Basically, he's a living definition of fuck red tape.
The way he got the name Demolition, man, is because he goes into situations, doesn't think about it, just to save the day, and more often than not, he does save the day.
There's a clip of him from back in the day when they're like preparing to thaw him out to fight Phoenix, and literally like he saved his little girl. He's got this little girl in his arms, right? He's like, how can you justify blowing up a $7 million mini mall and only to save a girl whose bounty, whose ransom was $25,000? And the little girl goes, "Fuck you, lady." That's funny. I'd say the same thing. Like,
that's just how he was, and
just to save a little girl. So I'm gonna say he is a good man, but he just has.
And then the only other character who has anything going on is Sandra Bullock's character, who is fascinated with the past. She's fascinated with it.
Which other cops make fun of her for?
Yeah, because she's fascinated with. Her office is full of shit. She really kind of
her house.
Yeah, she misses those. Kind of misses those days. But other than that, like I say, those three characters are really the only three characters that you should be concerned about. All the other characters are background. There's some funny bits. This, to me, in terms of an action classic, is one of the all-time best.
It's one of them.
In terms of a movie, it's like a 7.
Yeah, I get that.
As a movie, it's a 7. As an action movie, it's, to me, a 9.5.
Good grief.
I think this movie is, because it's not like most action movies, it's just the action. That's it. Yeah. There's nothing else. It's just, I've watched classic action movies.
At least they try to attempt to be creative, create their own world,
To me, it's a 9.5 because Stallone and Wesley Snipes are at their peakness in this movie. This movie's a big deal.
Also you have to know, this movie came out during the height of the action genre. This is when, like, action stars were a thing. Like, nowadays, like, it's more of like the movie itself, not the star. Like, because back in the day, you went to go see Stallone or you went to go see Schwarzenegger. Now you went to go see, like, for example, like Marvel. You go to see the Marvel name, not really like you don't see like Chris Evans or not.
Yeah.
That's just kind of the comparison between the two.
Unless you're Leo.
As a movie itself, because it has so many elements.
As a movie itself, way lower.
I think there's so many elements that worked so well. It's not like it's a mishmash, but it fit. So I give it a solid 8. It's a solid 8. It's a good movie but it's not perfect. It's got flaws.
Oh no!
But here's the thing. Remember, that's how I rate these. That's the movie quality. Age quality, I don't think it aged that well. I don't think it aged that well personally.
That's how. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's age quality wise, I give it like I kind of give it like a 6.5. It didn't age that well.
Yeah.
So
some of the action bits didn't
it didn't work. Like they literally they're stormtroopers. Like and their CGI didn't work. But like I said, as a movie because of all the practical effects, all the literally they tried to combine so many elements and it worked for most of the time. So that's kudos to you for doing that. So like I said, as a movie, I give it a solid 8. Solid 8. It's a great movie. As age, in terms of age, it's a 6.5. It didn't age that well. I mean, the movie came in 90. That movie's 26 years old.
Yeah.
So it did not age that well into the. So like, if someone from who grew up or who was younger when John Wick came out and saw this, they think this thing was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So, but for us who've seen all kinds of action movies before John Wick, we can kind of distinguish.
I saw this movie a long time ago, man.
We saw this movie
a long time ago, man.
We rewatched it just because it was there's like, oh my god, Demolition. But anyway, so that's solid 8. You said a 7.
I gave it a 7 as a movie.
A 7 as a movie in terms of age factor. Would you say it aged well or no?
Well, see, it's really hard for me because I could say because I say there are things I think didn't age well. I didn't think the CGI aged well. I didn't think some of the action bits aged well. But in terms of some of the jokes and some of the actual there are things still in this movie that are very because they're so creative too.
Yeah, it was creative. That's why for me it's an 8 movie because like I said, it just works so well together. Any final bits?
No, that's about it, man.
All right, guys. So that was our review of action classic Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. If you have streaming services, please. Actually, we give you try it. It's a great popcorn movie. It really is. It's a terrific popcorn movie.
It's a really good popcorn movie.
I mean, literally,
two great action stars.
The 2 great action stars. One of them still hasn't fixed his taxes yet. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us on
Comic Movie Show.
And please remember, like, comment, and subscribe. You want to see more of us in the future, and we shall see you
on the next one.
Goodbye.